Bom dia, sejam muito bem-vindos e bem-vindas. Good morning and a very warm welcome to the 2024 edition of the Nature-Based Solutions Investment Summit. Thank you to those of you who've arrived now punctually. A reminder that we're going to be mainly working in English today, so there is simultaneous translation available. We will have one session in Portuguese, so do get your headset if you need translation through the day as well. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Tony Lent, co-founder of Capital for Climate. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you, James. This is day 2 of the inaugural Brazil Climate Investment Week. Day 1 was focused generally on the climate transition in Brazil. Day 2 is focused entirely on nature-based solutions, so a deep dive on one opportunity set. This is our second time that we've done this summit. We did it last April as well. And last April was really designed as an educational summit. So we had a number of different sessions on all the different kinds of solutions. This session is really focused on deal making as opposed to education. Today we have 100 financial institutions coming, 35 institutions from international institutions as well. And I'd just like to thank Matt Portman in the audience, who helped us onboard all of these institutions over the last 3 months. I'd also like to thank a couple of people that have really helped make this day possible. Marina Cansado of Converge Capital, who we partnered with on this summit and who we plan to partner with on an annual event every year and on Climate Week in New York. Gonzalo Muñez and Nigel Topping of Ambition Loop, who've been great partners to us and helped us move our organization forward. Peninda Thind and the Climate Champions team. Patricia Ellen, Aya and Systemic, who've helped us recruit certain speakers, moderate, and have been a fantastic data partner for us over the last couple of years. GFANZ Brazil, who we have deep plans of collaborating with going forward. And from GFANZ Brazil, Joaquin Levy will be doing the morning wrap. I'd also like to thank a couple of our invitational partners, particularly Forest Investor Club and PRI, who really helped bring in a number of different investors from around the world. My co-founder, Deborah Stern, who's here with you today, will I'm sure see many of you, who put up with me over the last 6 weeks as I've been entirely focused on this. And lastly, and really critically, Deloitte, our research partner, who's helping us establish a Flora database for what's going on in the sector. So with that, I want to get started. You're going to hear a lot of things today. A lot of information. You're going to see a lot of great deals in the afternoon. If you remember one thing, I want you to remember the phrase, to absorb. When something's really important, you need to absorb it. And nature-based solutions are really different from all other solutions in the climate sphere because they're the only set of solutions that actually can absorb carbon dioxide. Why is that important? Because nature-based solutions are our lowest cost solution set for reducing emissions. And since we are going to definitely overshoot 1.5 degrees by 2030, we're going to need more and more nature-based solutions over time, and the fact that it's much less costly is going to drive capital towards it. That's partly why you're here, but it's also why Brazil is so important in this transition. Brazil has the greatest potential to absorb carbon dioxide of any country in the world. It also has the business factors, the talent base, the agribusiness community, and the capital markets that actually can make it happen. If you're an institutional investor anywhere in the world and you're looking at nature-based solutions, what you do is you wind up looking at where can carbon be absorbed. You look at Southeast Asia, you look at the Congo Basin, you look at Brazil, and suddenly Brazil just stands up head and shoulders above everything else. So that is part of why we're here today. There's more than 9 trillion of AUM focused on this opportunity right now. So what solutions are we really talking about? I won't go through each of these solutions, but I want you to know how we started our work in Brazil. It was with a sponsored grant from the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation starting in 2021. And what they asked us to do was help us understand how nature-based solutions can help us address deforestation and habitat loss in the Amazon, Cerrado, and the Chaco. So what we did was we surveyed everybody in the community, entrepreneurs, founders, asset managers, and we gave them a list of the 12 most important terrestrial nature-based solutions, and we had them rank them. That is how we developed our taxonomy. It is not all nature-based solutions. So for instance, we know biochar is really important, enhanced rock weathering is really important, and that's part of our system. But these 8 solutions are kind of the anchor solutions, supported by a functioning carbon market, nature tech, MRV, and data, which you hear about later in today. Change slide, please. Clicker's not working. Very little time. So this is the way we organized our work. What we did was we built a nature-based solutions investment collaborative based on the fact that a lot of the people we talked to in 2021 were really interested in the space. And the way we did it was by organizing the risk capital community. We have a group of founding members here I'll describe in a minute, but what I would say is this is a really, really good way of getting capital to flow. We wanted to create a community that could basically be serve as an ambassador or a concierge for all the capital that we knew would ultimately wind up coming to Brazil. And these are some of our founding members. So I'd really like to give thanks to the folks that have joined us on this initial journey: BTG Pactual, TIG, Cargill, Easy Access Trading, GEF Capital, IFC Brazil, JGP, Rockefeller, our first international member, Santander Brazil, Vert Violet, and Wright Capital. What you see here on this graph is a core group of asset managers in Brazil. That's not a mistake. On the upper right-hand side, international investors. So this event is part of our international capital engagement process. And at the lower right-hand side, what you see is top nature-based solutions enterprises and developers. That is also part of our community. So what are we trying to do here and with the collaborative? Really 3 things. Position nature-based solutions to scale to millions of hectares by 2030. Elevate nature-based solutions as a key economic sector and position it as what it will be, which is a critical driver of economic growth and social equity. And then lastly, by COP26, mobilize $5 billion to nature-based solutions. By COP30, mobilize $5 billion to nature-based solutions in Brazil. So let me tell you about the run of show today really quickly. The way we designed today was very, very specific. Our research team has looked at over 200 opportunities in the nature-based solution space in Brazil. We've done deep dives on about 130. We've profiled them on our site. And what we did is we down-selected to 26 that we thought represented a good cross-section of each of the solutions that were actually in market. So I have Philippe Krelling and Paula Ribeiro and Julie that helped us build this research database over the last year. I think it's the most comprehensive database for nature-based solutions in the country, and 26 funds and vehicles and enterprises and project developers are going to be the main event today, presenting all through the afternoon. So with that, I'd like to also talk about how the morning works. So the entire morning sessions are designed to anticipate the questions that you would have as investors if you haven't put a lot of capital to work in the country before. So the sessions are designed to ask key questions. What is the federal policy and how does it relate to nature-based solutions? Where do nature-based solutions fit in the ecological transformation plan and in the economic plans of the government? What is the policy environment? How does that work? How does that support nature-based solutions? What is the business environment? What are the key risks that I need to manage, and what are the tools and resources that I have available to me to manage them? And then finally, what's the role of catalytic capital? And catalytic capital, as many of you know, is very critical because not all of the business models in nature-based solutions are as finished and finalized as some of the others. There's some fantastic ones that are already attracting billions of dollars, but some of them are still in development. So lastly, I just want to say thank you for joining us today. We have more than $1 billion of opportunity presenting in the afternoon. I'm here, my team is here. Please ask us questions about what we're doing, either with the collaborative or what we're doing generally with the pipeline, and we'll be happy to answer those questions during the day. Thank you very much.